Super Rugby Power Rankings for round 4. This is take number 2. I stuffed up the last one. I got a baby who needs to go to bed, so I'm going to try and get this one done pretty quick smart. Sorry about that. I was going into detail, got right near the top of the board and realized I'd made a big boo-boo. So starting again at 15, it is the Chiefs. They're winless. They got a hiding against the Crusaders. It's not looking good. There's even been some talk in the New Zealand media about them swinging the axe on the coach. You feel like they're going to come good, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too little too late by the time they get their season sorted. Next, in 14th, is the Reds, winless. The only other winless team in Super Rugby. You got 2 teams unbeaten, 2 teams winless. The Reds had another loss. They do have a game in hand on most teams, so perhaps it's not all that doom and gloom. You got to worry though, it's a bit of a young squad, and if they get into a negative mindset by having too many losses, it could kind of compound things further. Young guys could definitely use a win, although that being said, they should be hungry for it, for getting into Super Rugby, so we'll see. 13th is the Sunwolves. They are down 2 spots from 11th, so I suppose disappointing loss against the Blues, too many penalties given away. Blues are not a traditionally strong team in the New Zealand Conference, so yeah, disappointing loss for them. They got close though, and you got to like that about the Sunwolves this year. 8-point loss to the Blues, 1-point loss to the Waratahs, and a win over the Chiefs. That doesn't make too bad reading, although there was that first round hiding, so optimistic that the Sunwolves can get things going. Speaking of the Blues, they finally got a win, so they are up to 12th. From 14th up 2 spots. A home win over the Sunwolves is nothing to brag about really, but a win is a win, and I will take that all day long as a Blues fan. So will 12th be their highest spot since that first round where they had a narrow loss over the Crusaders? Maybe, but let's hope that they can finish above the Chiefs. It'd be nice to not be the last New Zealand team for a change. Next, down 1 is the Brumbies. They've had a bit of a fall after that big win over the Chiefs. They've had a couple of losses, so those are starting to add up. But you know, you feel like they're not that far away, but there's still some improvement needed. They need to play 80 minutes of footy because they really threw a big lead away against the Rebels, and you just can't be doing that. So disappointing. Next is speaking of disappointing, the Sharks. Now, the Sharks wowed us at the start of the season with a couple of big results. It was over the Blues and the Sunwolves, and then they've played some tougher opposition, and they've not been impressive. So, Sharks may be showing us their true colours. I hope they're going to pick things up, but that South African Conference is looking pretty good, especially by the fact that their bottom row, no South African Conference teams. So, the Sharks have gone from number 1 to the bottom of their conference and to 10th on my board, so improvement needed. Jaguares dropped down 3 into number 9. They just can't win in South Africa. They're in the South African Conference. They struggle in South Africa. That's a fix that needs to happen ASAP. They may well go and have another wonderful run in Australia and New Zealand, but you can't bank on that. They need wins in South Africa. They've got another chance this week. See if they can get it done. Highlanders are in 8th. Another team on a couple of disappointing losses, both away to the Canes and to the Rebels. Not by that much in either case. Last minute kick against the Canes, and they had a chance to win it against the Rebels, but didn't manage to do it. So you feel like they're closer to the top than any of these other teams, but they still need to get it done, and they got the Crusaders coming to town, which will be tough down in Dunedin, but hey, the Highlanders are a team that likes to pick up when they host the Crusaders. The Lions are a big mover, up 5 spots into 7th. Big win for them. They threw away a bonus point at the end, but compared to some of their previous results, this was a nice improvement. They need to beat teams other than the Jaguares. That's their big work on, if they can do that. Maybe it's the Lions of recent years, but still not 100% sold. Highlanders and Lions, are they that far away? Stormers, down 1, they had the bye. Other teams around them won, some lost, but it's cost them a spot. They'll make up ground if they get a win. Tars are up 4 into 5th. Now the Tars have got a pretty good record. Now that being said, they are also a game fewer than most of the teams, so that may kind of flatter them a little bit, and that's one opportunity to lose that they haven't had. But then again, it may not do them justice because there may be one win in there that they just haven't had. So we'll see with the Tars. A good win for them over the Reds, but again, they're kind of like the Sharks when they were near the top of the board, and they need to get a win over someone who's going to cause them a few more problems. The Rebels are in 4th. Now this one's a bit of a surprise, and they can probably feel pretty hard done by because they are undefeated. They should be number 2 by that logic, but they've just been scraping by. They scraped by against the Highlanders, who played a less than full strength team. They just managed to come back against the Brumbies. I'm not sold, and this has reflected their results. Haven't done enough for me to bump them any higher. Hey, if they go to South Africa and get some wins, then we'll take that all the way to the bank and they'll be bumped up the board. But if they go ahead and get some losses, they will drop because, yeah, like I said, I'm still not totally sold. Top 3. The Canes are in number 3. This time I remember that. The Canes are in number 3. They are the same as last week. So the Canes kind of, scraped through in the first week. The only game they've lost is the Crusaders away, which most teams have lost for like the last few years. So fair call. And now they're starting to come good. Laumape's in good form. They're looking dangerous. I think the Canes are back, and I'm happy to see that. I'd like the Blues to be where the Canes are, but I'll take the Canes being good for now. Which means the Bulls are up in number 2. Now the Bulls have had one bad week. They're up 2 spots. One bad week. But every other week they've looked really good. And that's reflected in this. Apart from that blip, they have looked top class. I want to see it continue because we all like, maybe not all of us, maybe not Lions fans, but we all like to see the Bulls kind of with that Springbok number 10, controlling the game, dominating teams, making Loftus a fortress. See how that goes. Crusaders are at number 1. Absolutely no surprises there. If I had a spot higher than number 1, they would be there. They are still miles ahead of everybody else. Hey, we all want somebody to go in and give the Crusaders a bloody nose, but it's looking pretty unlikely. Crusaders fans don't want that, but hey. Those are the rankings. Got there second time around. You guys let me know your thoughts. I know I put out a message before this video when I didn't get the video done yesterday, and some of you guys had some predictions. A lot of them were pretty close. Some of the spots were exactly on, but yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.